on the Texas A&M Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome to the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. Brought to you by Coors Light, Choose Chill, and Giga Maggie's 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. Also brought to you in part by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Visit rudys.com to find real Texas barbecue near you. And by Twisted Tea, hard iced tea for the 12th man. Please drink responsibly. Now, welcome to the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. Here's the voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco.
Howdy and welcome. It is the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. And for the next 60 minutes, we're talking Aggie men's basketball with the head coach of the Fightin' Texas Aggies. We'll talk about the past, we'll talk about the present, and we'll take a peek into the future. We'll assess this team through 4 games, the past 4 games that they have played. And coming up for this team is the future. 2 games this week at Reed Arena, beginning with Montana. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, 6:30 with our Dos Equis tip-off show all along the network. Manhattan comes in on Friday, also at 7 at Reed Arena. We're glad you're here at Rudy's. Wonderful to see everybody. Thank you for joining us all along the network, joining us on the 12th Man mobile app or Learfield's Varsity Network app. And if you've checked in behind the mic, well, check in with us. Tell us where you're listening and watching the Texas A&M men's basketball Facebook page. We'll start chatting with the head coach of the Fightin' Texas Aggies, Bucky McMillan, when the Aggie Basketball Hour rolls on from Rudy's. Stay with us. This is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. It is the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan as we get things started from Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. And we say howdy to the head coach.
Howdy, howdy.
How are you?
Doing good.
2 games this week. And after 4 games so far, we'll get that assessment from you, but with Montana, Manhattan this week, Reed Arena this week, how has, for this season, Bucky, and you have, I don't want to say warned us, but told us, hey, work in progress for this team. How's the progress?
I thought we were a lot better from the Oklahoma State game to our last game, obviously, versus Central Florida. I think for the strange part about it would be that if we had, I mentioned we didn't have the show. I was on the air, though. But I said I was really disappointed with the Oklahoma State game. Very disappointed. Didn't play with the effort that you got to play with. I didn't put us in the best spot. We were one of the only teams in the country.
Won 3 games the first week. Yeah. We played a little tired. But to win the SEC tournament, you may have to play 3 or 4 games in a row. And that's what I told the guys.
But it was a test for our team to play that early. But we came back in the last game, and we played 30 minutes of tough, hard-nosed basketball. Weren't shooting it great. Offense isn't where it's going to be. Chemistry's not where it's going to be. But we were up by 14 points, and if we took care of business and spaced it out, got it to 18, got it to 20, we'd be sitting here saying, hey, we just put together a big win versus a Big 12 team. But we didn't. We didn't close the game right. We gave them hope and didn't close it. But I can promise you this, we're closer with the things that equate to winning than that score would tell you. Yeah. Because for 30 minutes of the game, we were pretty dialed in terms of the effort we got to play with, the defense we got to play with. Total work in progress with this group. Nothing we didn't expect, but I promise you we're closer than you might think based on that game.
Well, Bucky, even in the wins in the first week, you kept, I guess lamenting is the word. Look, we didn't play 40 minutes either and got away with it. You know what I mean? Like that bar was there from the beginning, even in victories. Yeah. Correct?
Yeah, for sure. I think the best thing, if you could just pick a schedule for all new guys would be to probably play 5 non-power 5s first. Yeah. With a little more practice time built in between, and then play maybe the 5th non-power 5 would be this team we play tomorrow, Montana, who's a very good team. They went to UNLV and beat them by double figures, and UNLV just went to Memphis and beat them by about 14. So this group kind of reminds me of my group I used to coach at Samford. Really? In terms of their 20-plus wins every year. They'll expect to come in here tomorrow and win. Sure. And they'll have more continuity. They got a point guard that may play in the NBA. So this will be a good test for us right here. But, we're going to have to focus on the things that we got to keep doing well. And I promise you, the jump from Oklahoma State, where we were bad in every area, to the last game where our half-court defense went up tremendously, our tenacity was there. we got some stuff going on. You know, when Pop Isaacs came back, had 3 practices total.
Yeah.
We have some chemistry stuff that we got to figure out with guys coming back because McKenzie's probably going to come back Friday.
Nice.
And
that's exciting.
Yeah, and that'll be a big deal
right.
for us. But there's going to be some chemistry stuff as we figure it out. But I want to thank y'all for being here and staying with us through the ups and the downs, man. That means a lot to me. And we're going to have some serious ups along the way, and I can promise you I know where we're going. I know where our program is going. And but I'm going to remember the people that were here through it all. And that means a lot to me, so I appreciate y'all being here. Thank y'all.
Do you take an opportunity like on a Friday? Yeah, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Not the group that's here. Did you take an opportunity on Friday? Did you see it filling up more and more? And I know you're smack dab in the middle of a game. I get it, but that atmosphere on Friday, more and more people were coming in as that game was going on.
I felt them, and I felt them in the game. You know, that an impact on the game, obviously. You know, I hurt for them. Mm-hmm. I mean, we hurt bad, but I hurt for them because I want to, even though it's early, I want them to walk away. That would have been a great week in Aggie sports, wouldn't it have been?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I mean,
absolutely.
That was just with girls basketball getting a win, the football game, volleyball, and we're going to close a lot more, though. We're going to close those weeks out here.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's funny. I had someone text me after the game, and he sent me a Lou Holtz quote. And basically, they asked Lou Holtz one time, they said, you know, how do you sleep at night knowing you got an all-new team and a tough schedule? And Lou Holtz said, I sleep like a baby. I wake up every 2 hours crying.
It's a great line. It's a great line.
That's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah. Are you still finding out the combinations of 5 who play together? Like, that's not something that's instantaneous, is it? That camaraderie and that communication comes with time, does it not?
Well, this is so funny. Like, we yesterday in practice, we were going to have our team practice, everyone together for the first time. Because Mackenzie's going to practice.
In the middle of November.
So it's going to be we were going to have it. But, you know, I don't know if y'all knew this. When we went up in the game by 14, Rylan Griffin couldn't go back in the game. He had an ankle injury. Well, he couldn't practice yesterday. It's like, golly, one of these days we're going to get everybody in there.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's going to take that to get the chemistry on offense. Because the way we play, it's not just a scripted pattern. Mm-hmm. That, you know, there's a lot of read, react, and feel to it. And it's the best way to play basketball.
Yeah.
I promise you, it's the best way to play offense. But it's the hardest thing to get. Right. Because it's a lot of reads. And when you get it going, it's beautiful. But early, you got to. It's not just I pass and I'm cutting here. There's so many options. Mm-hmm. And short term, it can be difficult till we get everybody practicing together. But guess what we did today?
Was everybody there?
We had them all out there.
And how was it?
It was good to see everybody there.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, it was good.
That had to bring some juice.
Yeah.
It absolutely had to bring some juice. Not that you didn't have it in the past, but to have all of that and to say, hey, here's where we all get to go together. Right, you keep learning together.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's early. You got to look at these games of how can we be the best versions of ourselves. I hate to say practice because we want to win all the games.
Right.
There's no doubt on that. Mm-hmm. But what I care most about, particularly new program, new players, early in the season, I care more importantly than winning that we're improving. Mm-hmm. That's what I care about. And we got to take another step. Right. If we keep improving, we'll be pretty good when it's all said and done.
As he mentioned, Montana tomorrow, 7 o'clock, 6:30 with our Dos Equis tip-off show on the Texas A&M Sports Network. 12th man, the annual Aggies Can Food Drive is back, celebrating 25 years. Texas A&M student-athletes need your help in collecting monetary and canned good donations to benefit the Brazos Valley Food Bank and the 12th Can. And through tomorrow, drop off canned goods at Aggie Athletic home events, including the Fan Zone outside Reed Arena tomorrow. For full details and to donate, visit 12thman.com/AggiesCan. Our thanks to Brookshire Brothers and H-E-B for their sponsorship of Aggies Can. We'll continue. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan from Rudy's. This is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. Help Texas A&M become the national leader in this new era of college athletics by supporting Aggie NIL. Aggie NIL is the new comprehensive program that will maximize and facilitate third-party NIL opportunities for Aggie student-athletes. And whether you're a small business owner, an avid supporter, or a current NIL contributor, there's a role for every member of the 12th Man. Visit 12thman.com/Aggie Aggie NIL and make a difference today. As we continue, it's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. The check-ins are coming in. Curtis has checked in. Frank from Tampa. And Warren has checked in from College Station.
Tell me it's not.
Yeah, Warren. Yeah. Thanks for checking in and getting everything started. If Warren didn't get it, no one else would have been checking in. He is Bucky McMillan, and this is the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky. I had this one of the questions that I put down, and you touched on it a little bit. This team is playing its best when ... Fill that in.
Well, when we're shooting threes well, it's going to help us out. We can get to do it as well as we're going to.
Yeah.
I think when McKenzie comes back, we're going to see a significant jump once he gets acclimated, because we got some guys playing out of position right now. We're asking some players to probably do a little more than we thought they'd have to do. You know, you have Rashawn trying to guard a guy on the perimeter.
Right.
You know, when McKenzie comes back, McKenzie will play the 4. Rashawn can move to the 5. It's hard for Rashawn to guard someone on the perimeter. So I think that will be a big jump in our team, not just because he's a great player, but because positionally, everybody will be in their more natural position.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you stay on the floor for your offense or your defense under Bucky McMillan?
Right now, we've just been pulling guys if they're not going to play as hard as they can on defense.
Yeah.
And they're not going to share the ball.
Yeah.
Just no secret. I mean, I think Chris McDermott plays so hard. Everybody knows Chris.
Oh, what a spark.
Yeah, he's starting tomorrow.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Because I want to see someone go out there for 2 minutes and play their heart out the way that he's supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, he sets that example for what you got to do, and so that's first.
Yeah.
I did think our team played hard in the last game.
Right.
There's a lot of loose balls.
Yeah.
We got to. We weren't even close to the tenacity I played with at Oklahoma State. Last game we were there. We didn't pass the ball well in the last 12 minutes. Just didn't pass the ball well. Basketball is not that too complex a game. No matter what you do, I don't care what you run on offense, what you run on defense. If you have players that are going to play as hard as they can play and play unselfish, you can be pretty good if the talent's, comparable, right? And you can run the greatest stuff in the world, but if you're not doing it as hard as you can and playing unselfish, you're not going to win. That's what I've learned, coaching the game. Usually our teams really take big strides in that. I mentioned this the other day. I coached a team at Samford that lost our first game of the year by 50 points. When we were on the road, got destroyed. Yeah. Came back the second game, played another good road team, but lost by 10 at BCU, which is a hard place to win.
Hard
we know
place
that.
to play.
Purdue's a heck of a hard place to win.
Yes, it is.
Came back and won 17 straight games. Took a big jump every single game.
Yeah.
Ended up winning nearly 30 games on the season. Improved a lot. And that's the thing that you got to, when you get to this part of the year, is how can we get better, playing hard, playing extremely unselfish. And then what will happen with the team, when everyone's into that, then in the moments where it gets challenging and there's adversity, you're going to see a confident team play.
Gotcha.
Right? And that's kind of what we're striving to take that next jump in all those areas. So,
do you balance in a game like that? Yes, it's a loss, so there are the negatives. Do you make it a point to point out the positives that have happened in that game? And I want to go back to what you're saying. How do you keep a team from being discouraged after a 50-point loss? How are you able to do that?
Because you can't focus on the results.
Gotcha.
You focus on what you could have done better and what we didn't do well, right, and what we did well, right? That's very important. And I know as a fan, trust me, I don't ever want to – I want to win the national championship right now. Trust me. Like, I would love to do that as this year. But the best way to win a national championship here one day is for us to focus on can we stay together so that we can be better the next time and then the next time and then the next time. And that's got to be the goal. That's got to be the goal for the season. That's got to be the goal for overall year to year. How can we be better every single time out there?
If there's no foundation, Bucky, it can't last.
It can't last.
Right?
There won't be sustainable success.
Right.
I've always said when I coached high school basketball, I would have a parent meeting. And I said, look, as a coach, the way that you have to look at the game, you have to make every decision what's best for the program first, that team, that season second, and then it has to be the individual third. And it's hard for a parent to hear that because they're looking at it in the exact opposite order.
Right.
right?
Sure.
I want what's best for I want him shooting 20 shots a game. I always joked about they want the 4 best players playing in their son usually. They're all team, right?
Yeah.
But you got to make every decision what's best for the program first, the team second, and then the individual next. And sometimes it works out that the best decision for the individual ends up being the best for the program and vice versa. But if you do it that way, in time we'll succeed every single year, and every player can have success in their relative role. It may not be the role that mom and dad wants them to have, but it can be a role they can succeed in, the program can succeed, and then every year each team can be successful. But you cannot take a shortcut on that. Mm-hmm. You can't. Mm-hmm. And even for this team right now, we mentioned it with our coaches who are all over there.
Yep.
Those good-looking guys right over there, especially Kyle Keller. We mentioned there's some things we could do short-term that could help us. We could run more zone. We could do different things that could help us out. But it's not going to be the benefit of the long game for where we got to get to. Right? We got to get them tough and playing hard-nosed man-to-man defense before we can move on to zone. So I need to get a couple more good games of man, and we could also run more plays on offense.
Yeah.
But I don't want to right now.
Right.
Why? Because I need these guys to learn to share the ball without us having to call a play.
Right.
And that's going to be the best thing for us long term if we're going to compete the way we want to.
I love to share what coaches say because you guys speak a very similar language. Sometimes it's, you say the same thing. Sometimes it's said different ways. But Mike Elko said this last Wednesday, and we were talking about players. He goes, don't make me choose between player and culture. Yep. He's always going to choose culture, which is what you were saying, correct?
That's exactly right. Every great coach is like Coach Elko. They're going to make the best decision long term, right? I'm not saying that Chris McDermott is going to be the best player for us to have the most success in the first 2 minutes. He may be, he may not be. Mm-hmm. But I know long term that our players are going to have to play with his effort.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They're going to have to see that. Mm-hmm. And maybe we don't score as much the first 2 minutes, but they got to see that and feel that. And that's the culture we're talking about. Mm-hmm. So, you got a great display of it on Saturday at the football game, didn't you? I mean,
yeah.
I was joking with some of the guys and girls out here. We had a recruit, Nico, Monday in town, and he's come in town. He committed to us. He signed with us. He came in town to the football game. We won the football game. He's been back twice. And we won both of those games. He was in town this past weekend. I said, you going to the football game? Yeah, I'm going to the football game. And he showed up at halftime.
Did he really? Could you have gotten him in the first 30 minutes, though? We could have used it, but he showed up right on time.
Yeah.
Right on time.
The problem with us is he left in the last 10 minutes of our game.
I'm seeing a pattern here, Coach.
It's all Nico.
Absolutely. Hey, when you need a new roof or just have a pesky leak, you want to call on the winning team at Schulte Roofing, home of the Bulletproof Roof Guarantee. Get the best. Visit SchulteRoofing.com. More of the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. When we return, this is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. Thanks to the generosity of 12th Man Foundation donors, Aggie student-athletes have the resources to succeed at Texas A&M and beyond. Start your tradition of support today at 12thmanfoundation.com. We continue. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. As we get towards the bottom of the hour, Steve has a question for you. Are you mainly going to recruit from the transfer portal, or is a high school player still a priority?
Well, we just signed 2 really good high school players, a forward that's a top 50 player in the country and a guard that's a top 50 player. So we always want to take high school players that we feel fit this place, Texas A&M, because we think that as a freshman you're going to go through ups and downs. Mm-hmm. And we got to have student athletes that value what this is about so they can say, hey, I know my freshman year, it's not all smooth sailing, but that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
And so, but then you have to take players in the portal, and here's why. Because you don't know who's going to go in the portal on your team.
Right.
And so if you say, well, I'm just going to replace every portal player with a high school player, well, in the spring, there's not many good high school players left. Mm-hmm. So, because they know what they're doing early.
Yes.
So in the spring, you got to plug and play who's staying, who's going, and then you got to find players. Fortunately for us, we'll have a longer portal season.
Yeah.
Every day in the portal is like a month in real recruiting.
Gotcha.
And so this year we'll have a long portal season to kind of construct the roster, not just kind of take talent, but be able to plug the pieces that we'd like to to be the most efficient team.
And I guess I'm going to ask and say you still have to recruit your own guys, but it's that communication that is so valuable with your own team, correct?
Yeah, you got to recruit your own players. I think that it's important to have continuity. We were just talking about this. Like one thing with Chris, he knows because he's been a part of this at Texas A&M, the only returner. He was a walk-on last year, and he decided to stay. We gave him a scholarship because he decided to stay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He because he's been here and has invested long enough in Texas A&M, he's going to play for the name on the front of his jersey.
Right.
Because he's been here long enough. Mm-hmm. My best teams at Sanford, we had a lot of returners.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be your best players that return. You just have to have returners that know that are playing for something bigger than them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that's contagious.
Yeah.
I can promise you by the end of the season, we're going to have our players. It's going to be about bigger than them. It's going to be about Texas A&M.
Right.
But it's great when you have those returners, multiple ones that can set it from the very start, because that's when it's a little bit different. Because there's going to be days you go to practice and you don't feel good. You're tired. Mm-hmm. You really don't want to jump on that loose ball in the game, whether you're up 10, you're down 10. You got to have something that you're doing it for bigger than you.
Yeah, yeah. And you talked about it Friday at Reed, first on the floor, an Aggie.
That's right.
And usually the first on the floor comes up with the ball, correct?
That's exactly right. It's called a fumble.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This team early, I'll use Mike again, last year. A guy like Torian York, yes, he had been here, but he was learning everything along with everyone else. Not that it was hard to lead. He's always going to be a leader, but we're kind of figuring this out together. You're in that stage a little bit. As this season goes on, then the light bulb, does it burn a little brighter, Bucky? Do you see that? Like, okay, you get to read and react a little bit more and get some of the thinking out of the way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the chemistry. But, basketball is particularly in offense such a chemistry game. Mm-hmm. And you got to have players playing a while together. And I'll say this, like, we got to call it what it is. Like, we saw Central Florida. I mean, they got great players too, and they want to win.
Yes.
I mean, they went in here with 14 and 28 from three. It's not easy to win. As we know, we had a team here at Texas A&M last year that had a lot of guys back, was really good, and they got us last year down there.
Right.
So everybody wants to be good, right? And we're going to play some games certainly in our league where we may not be the most talented team on that floor. They probably had a little bit of a head start getting their pieces together. And so how can we make up for that? Because not only will we play teams with a lot of talent, they're trying to win too.
Right.
So we got to have something extra to us, especially for this year, that separates us. And it's got to be how hard and how unselfish we play, that we play for each other.
You said this from the beginning, and to me it's painfully evident, is you use the word compete. You didn't say it's going to be this number of wins. You promised the 12th man this team will compete. Yep. This is always my feeling. I think this is my feeling for football. This was my feeling in the past. This is my feeling for your team now. That after 40 minutes, I think other teams are going to say that's enough. Where your team's going to say, keep going.
Yeah,
let's go.
We got to put together 40 minutes of the way we want to play. And when we do that, and we're doing that on offense and defense, we're putting a lot of pressure on the other team. Right. One thing that has just been unique, I know our guys, it's new to a lot of these guys. I'm not just talking about playing for Texas A&M. Some of these guys have never been in the spot they've been in. Like Zach Clements was not in the game at Kansas last year at the end of the game. Fetty was not going to be in that game. Ruben is his first time in college basketball.
Yes.
Josh Holloway's first time in big basketball. Jakari Lane. Jamie hadn't been in that. Chris McDermott shooting 2 big free throws last game. Sure, he didn't think of that in his wildest dreams.
Right.
Maybe in a nightmare, right? So it is new for a lot of these players to be in these spots. But they'll get more comfortable with it.
Right.
But I do know this. I've seen our team skill. I'm just waiting for this game where we go off from three because I have seen it.
Right.
I have seen sometimes when we're in practice and we are just unconscious. And on those nights, we're going to look really good. But the reason why we got to get our defense elite is because when those nights and those shots aren't going, Central Florida's making shots, had it going. Well, we're not – our roster's not a roster that can just physically overwhelm you. We see it, right? We're just not 6'5" point guard and 7-footer like Central Florida. So we got to do every small thing right on defense.
Gotcha.
And it was a little frustrating last game. We missed a lot of shots at the rim. Just a lot of shots at the rim. We had some good looks right there, and I felt like we were up by 14. Like, man, we should be up by 20 right now.
Right.
And we just got to keep working on it. And I think our guys, the more game experience that they get, they're going to be more comfortable. So that's the plan.
More of the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan when we return to Rudy's 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. Stay with us. This is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance wants to give you a VIP Aggie basketball fan experience this year. Go to 12thman.com/maroon contest and register. One winner and a guest will receive game tickets, a Bucky McMillan autographed basketball, and you'll be recognized on the video board during the game. Register today at 12thman.com/maroon contest. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance is a proud partner of Texas A&M Athletics. Ronnie has checked in from Belton. Curtis has said, all in, coach, let's go. Shots are going to fall. Not going to stop driving 3 hours one way to watch these guys. Also says howdy to Kyle. I have no idea unless he's talking to. You talked about three-point shooting, and Dr. Thornton and I talk about this. One, I love when this team is humming, the one more. And in my time with the Spurs, we always refer to it as good to great. Well, sometimes it was good to great to greater for this team. But that pass, Bucky, when it's on, it's not at the ankles. It's right there. When you see that, that's when you see that rhythm. That's when this offense hums, doesn't it?
You talk about the Spurs team. That was probably the greatest passing team of all time.
That 2014 team, that redemption, that was
unbelievable.
The beautiful game. And look, I know Steve Kerr took a lot from that too, Golden State, but 2014, I was spoiled to watch that up close.
Unbelievable. Now, you can break a team's will when you do that. And when you do it every possession, because you pretty much telling the defense, like, we're never going to give in.
Yeah.
We're never going to settle. We're going to keep you on the run every possession. You're going to stay on the run. And guess what? We're not going to settle. And so it breaks their spirits because they can guard for 20 seconds, and then you continue to keep on the run. And then you come down the floor the next time, and you do it again. And then you do it again. And then you do it again. And that's how we say we want to press on offense. Right? Where you continuously do that, and you're relentless doing it. We're not to that yet.
Right.
But we're going to keep playing how we play so we can get there. It'd be very easy to say, all right, let's just call a bunch of plays to make sure we're passing it correctly, but we're never going to get to the most optimal way that we have to play. And so you're right.
And again, when that shot is falling, that complements the defense that you want to play, right?
For sure. Yeah.
You want them to take it out of the basket.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to get stops when we were just talking right here about we missed some layups in that game. Not only was it tough that we missed a lot of those layups right around the cup that could have spaced the game out. Well, now all of a sudden they got an opportunity to get it down the floor themselves on a missed layup, and we fall down and they're gone. And so that situation is a compounding mistake.
Yeah.
They actually did a stat, and they found out the teams were scoring on the other end more on missed layups than turnovers a lot of the times. I know that sounds crazy. Someone goes in there to shoot a layup, falls down, misses it.
It's like a live ball turnover.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Because they're playing 5-on-4 the other way. So anyway, it complements each other. When you're scoring, your defense gets better, and guess what? When you're getting stops, all of a sudden your offense is getting better.
Yeah.
That's what killed us at Oklahoma State offensively. Besides, some chemistry stuff with Pop just his first game back and all that.
Yeah.
It was that we were taking out of the net all night. Just take it out of the net.
Right.
Work physical. It's a hard recipe for good offense.
Yeah. Would you rather have that happen early in the season, though?
Of course, because your whole goal is, are you going to get better every single time out?
Right.
Are you going to get better every time out? And you just can't. I know everybody, and that's the difference in basketball and football, right?
Yes.
In football, it's like, that just kept us out of the playoffs.
Right.
Basketball is a different scenario. It is a different. It's altogether different. You got to do the best thing so that your team can be playing the best, most optimal basketball. And I can promise you, we're not talented enough this year to not be playing optimal in our league.
Right.
Because we're going to be playing against 4 or 5 players on the other team that are already on the draft board.
Yes.
So we can't just say we're going to come out here and play a pretty good. We got to get to optimal to have a chance in those games.
Yeah.
And we got to have Reed rocking in those games because we're going to need everybody. That's going to be very important. The route to the NCAA tournament is getting there in that league play and finding a way to get those home wins. And, we got to do our job where everybody wants to come see this team fight.
Right.
But that's where it's made. Coach Frank, he was right there. Coach, raise your hand over there.
There he is.
So
there he is.
Frank Haith right here. I mean, he's been with us, and he's been at A&M before. He was a head coach of Miami, been the head coach of Tulsa, national coach of the year at Missouri.
Yep.
And, we talk about how do you get to the tournament. You got to find ways to win your home league games. Find a way.
Yeah.
And
that starts in the non-conference. You know what I mean by say, because you said that these home games are important no matter who you're playing.
That's why in terms of results, and I don't want to get too caught up on it, the Oklahoma State totally get it. Mm-hmm. Totally get it.
Yeah.
Weren't ready to get a road game there this early. At UCF, we were there to take it.
Right.
Can't let that one slip away.
Yeah.
Right? Can't. We got to go make up for it. We got to go steal one in Florida now.
Yes.
Let's go steal one at SMU in Dallas. Let's go steal one on the road in Pittsburgh. We got it right in front of us.
Right.
And guess what? We get 9 quad one games in our league on the road.
Yeah.
So we got to go steal one there to make up for it. And that's the perseverance we got to show, right? I mean, my dad sent me a text the other day. He knows I don't sleep after that. Or maybe I sleep like a baby, like I mentioned.
That's right.
And he just sent me the deal, man. The measure of a man is not how hard he falls, how well he gets up. That's got to be the measure of our team. How are we going to get up? And keep going, because that's what a champion does, right? They say, champions act like champions before they're ever champions.
Yes. We
got to act like champions. And one day we'll be that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're building towards an identity.
Yep.
Right, and once you hit that identity, that's when the light bulb burns brighter. That's when okay, this is how we do it. You would love to snap your fingers and say it's there. It's not the way it works.
Not if you're going to win a championship.
Right.
You can be pretty good and not go through the hard.
Yeah.
But every team that I've been on, everywhere we've been able to win championships. I was just very fortunate. If I played on a soccer team, I was not very good at soccer. I just happened to be with a bunch of good players and got to see them win a championship. But to win championships, you got to go through this. You got to go through it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it that much sweeter when you do it. So I don't know. Heck, we'd love to win them every year.
Sure.
But in time, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
But you've got to go through the hard. And that's what makes it that much better. That gives you the edge you got to have to make it happen. If you don't go through the hard, you can be pretty good, but you can't be a champion.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly. He's Bucky McMillan, head coach, fighting Texas Aggies. This is the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. Stay with us. We'll return to Rudy's. This is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. Head on over to your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com to place an order for their real Texas barbecue. Enjoyed 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. And don't forget, Rudy's serves made-to-order and grab-and-go breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. Man, that was a good first step on you. Yeah. So I got busted on Wednesday with Mike during the Aggie Football Hour presented by Capital Farm Credit. He goes, I know I need to make it back to the table when you start reading slower to give him time to come back.
I'm going to say I got a quicker first step than Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to say it too. Except on Wednesday, I'm going to say, nah, Bucky, no, he's not even as fast as you. So. I was listening to Rylan Griffin when he was talking, interview from last week, and he was talking about turnovers and the understanding of turnovers. And when you do understand, then you realize, okay, that's why we don't want to turn the ball over. Where I'm going with this, Bucky, is to me with analytics explains the why. And when players understand the why, they become better players, do they not?
They become more coachable players.
Do they?
That's for sure, because you can spell it out. Mm-hmm. We got Mackenzie Mbako here because of great recruiting by some of our assistants and connections. But I really think we were honest with him on his analytics and how we can change and where his analytics were flawed. And, he's totally understood that.
Right.
And a lot of people, players, they'll beat their head against this brick wall right here, and so you got to hit them in the face with it.
Yeah.
And they all want to be pros.
Sure.
Well, guess who uses analytics more than anywhere? The NBA.
Correct.
So when you can show it to them and they can understand, hey, this is actually better than this, then they're way more coachable.
And you'd rather have as much information as possible, correct?
Yeah, I would assume. Yeah.
No, because I think there's this thought that, analytics is driving everything. When you are dealing with 15 personalities on the bench and going through practice, and okay, this is his night. I'm not saying gut, because I think that's the thing. It's either analytics or gut. It's not that at all. But as much information as you can digest, and you say that, and then say, okay, this is what's best for our team, for him, this combination, things like that. Like that becomes where I think it's a tool. I think before, or in baseball, it was, front office is driving lineups and this and that, and taking the human element away from it. I think this is now more an information. Maybe we need to rename it into information.
Yeah. You want as much information as possible. That's inevitable. And, I mean, you want to play an analytically sound way to play.
Yeah.
Right, whether it's basketball, football, balancing the run versus the pass, right? But there are intangibles to players. Analytics doesn't measure how hard someone plays and how he can impact others sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Like, I mean, analytically, I talked about C-Mac Chris.
Yeah.
Analytically, he's never going to measure the highest analytically. But there's an impact he can have on our team that can make the other players play better. And our defensive analytics can go up because of the way that he's able to impact others.
Gotcha.
And so you got to be able to fill that out. And basketball, there's a human element to this. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
And you can't, I mentioned this about like Chris. He's been here the longest. I remember when I coached at Mountain Brook High School. That was where I was from. And Chris has been here a year. Only player on the team has been here a while.
Yeah.
And, they did this deal on wars and winning wars. And they found out that, like, mercenary soldiers didn't really fight with near the same intensity and effectiveness as those fighting to defend their homeland.
Yes.
That's why it means something when you have returners like we mentioned, because there's a certain way that they can impact each other, and there's something you can't measure through analytics. Like, there's something that means more to them. Mm-hmm. When there's me and you for that loose ball, we can do all the analytics we want.
Right.
But, who's going to come up with that one right there?
Yeah.
What are you fighting for? It's got to be bigger than you.
Yeah.
So that part of analytics can't measure.
Right. But that's what you can identify as their coach.
Yep. You got to have them both.
Yeah.
Right? You got to have them both. I coached with a guy guy that I really respect, and I played for him in college. He was never a big analytics guy at all. And I said, we got to have analytics because we got to have a baseline to what's what. I mean, you have to have it. But then there's coaches that are all analytics.
Right.
And then the team doesn't play hard enough, or they don't play unselfish. So you got to have the mix of them both.
It's Bucky McMillan. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan, and our final segment next when we return to Aggie Basketball from Learfield. When you need a new roof or just have a pesky leak, you want to call on the winning team at Schulte Roofing, home of the Bulletproof Roof Guarantee. Get the best. Visit SchulteRoofing.com. Final segment, Aggie Basketball Hour. Bucky McMillan. 2 games this week. Montana tomorrow at 7. Manhattan Friday at 7. Grizzlies tomorrow. The Jaspers on Friday. I always ask you this question usually in our interview after shoot-around, but focus on Montana. I want to get to Manhattan. How does Montana challenge you tomorrow?
They're good. I mean, they're, like I mentioned earlier, they beat UNLV on the road.
Yeah.
Scored a lot of points. They're from a program with some returners that they win 20, 25 games every year. They have a point guard that may play in the NBA one day. Like, he's a good player. Smart. You don't like to play those guys from behind. They're a good ball control team. One of these teams is going to make you make some shots. Mm-hmm. One of those that can make the game uneasy if you're missing shots, that's for sure. And you're going to have to guard for 30 seconds of the clock. Yeah. They're going to have some chemistry, some continuity. They're a good team.
Yeah.
And I would say of all the mid-majors you can play, they're one of those that can challenge you. You're going to play a good game.
You respect teams like that, don't you? You had teams like that.
Well, like I mentioned, when I was at Sanford, we beat Ole Miss.
Yeah.
We beat Oregon State. Should have beat Kansas. Lost in overtime or double overtime at Central Florida.
Yeah.
Same with DePaul.
Mm-hmm.
We were right there, and we had good teams.
Yeah.
But the culture of winning.
Right.
Right. They expected to win. these guys will expect to win tomorrow. So do we, obviously.
Of course.
So that's what makes it sports, right? That's what makes it fun.
How much is, there's that, like, I know you focus on and you scout the opposition, but it's always about us, right?
This time of year, no doubt.
Gotcha.
Always about us.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we practice hard for 2 days. You know, I mean, we may not be as fresh as we would have been if we didn't, but we got to take the next step.
Yeah.
And, you know, Coach Keller has the scout on this, and he went in there and said, what are we doing in the scout? You know, what matters the most? Talk about their team. He said, what we've been doing in practice the last couple of days to worry about us. It's what matters the most. And that's very, very important this time of year.
Yeah, yeah. You want to see on that Reed Arena floor those practice shots going in, that practice put into play, so to speak, don't you?
I want to see us moving the ball, that we get the shots that we want. And I don't even care if they go in, honestly. They're going to go in time.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see us make shots when we're not sharing the ball. I don't even want to see it. Like, I don't want to be rewarded for that. Yeah. I want us to say, man, that ball was moving, it was popping, and we played with the sustained effort that we played with in the first 30 minutes of the game on defense. And we got to get both sides of our defense going. We got to have the full court going, and then we got to have the half court. Got to have them both. You know, early in the year we had the full court going, but we weren't locked down in the half court. Then all of a sudden we were more locked down last game, but weren't as – we got to have it all. We want to put pressure on teams in the full court on defense, on the half court on defense, running it down their throats on offense, and then executing on offense.
Yeah.
Right? It takes time. But let's take another step.
That's the key, right?
Yep.
You want to see that improvement.
Yep.
By game.
Yeah, we just got to see the unselfish play we've been preaching.
Yeah.
And when you do that, offense is about that. When you have the baseline of talent, it's who can make others around them play better.
So, Bucky, if for us as fans, if we see that assist number, a high assist number, that tells you. I love what you say because I look at it every game now. Points per possession, like that. Are those a couple of things that will clue us in as we get closer and closer to the identity that you talked about?
If you see high assist numbers and the ball not sticking.
Gotcha.
Like if I asked one of my teams before, 2 things I want you to think about on offense. Only 2. Nothing else matters. Ask yourself this: are you a ball mover or a ball stopper? Mm-hmm. There's no in between. You're either a ball mover or a ball stopper. Yep. And then when you drive, do you think I drive to score or do I drive to get someone else's shot? So if you're a ball mover and I attack, and when I do decide to attack, I attack to find someone else's shots, and you have 5 guys on the floor playing that way, you're really good. I don't care what offense you run. You're really good. But if you can't get that, you're just going to be an average offense. Yeah. I got to see a step in that direction tomorrow.
Gotcha. Look forward to it. Beat the hell out of Montana tomorrow.
That's the plan.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Coach.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being here again. It means a lot. Thank you.
Coach Bucky McMillan. This is the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. Our thanks to Brett Otto, who's the producer. This evening in our Learfield studios, Kevin Menchow is our engineer. We'll talk to you tomorrow all along the network, 6:30 with our Dos Equis tip-off show. The tip at 7. Dr. John Thornton joins me. It's the Aggies and Montana. We thank you for joining us. Thanks and gig 'em. This is Aggie Basketball, Learfield.
This has been the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. Brought to you by Coors Light. Choose chill and gig 'em Aggies. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Visit rudys.com to find real Texas barbecue near you. And by Twisted Tea, hard iced tea for the 12th man. Please drink responsibly. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Texas A&M Sports Network.